Wes Mitchell, Gamecocks insider on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Two teams desperately need a win this weekend. MSU at South Carolina, 6:30 our time, 7:30 their time. All right, Wes. Spencer Rattler, it doesn't look to me like he's got a lot of help, and he's better than I thought. He's having to do everything. Has he played? I don't think y'all's offensive coordinator's good. And you mentioned you can't run the football. So it's all on him to either run around and make something happen or be super, super efficient and precise and accurate throwing the football. Is he playing better than you thought he would, considering what's around him?
Yeah, this has really been a continuation of what we saw at the end of last year. And, he came in, expectations were obviously extremely high. And, it just wasn't clicking early on, didn't look comfortable. For whatever reason, there was a lot going on where it just wasn't working. And then the last, you would say, I guess, 2 regular season games, and then the bowl game last year, and then the first 3 games of this year, it's kind of just been like a weight has been lifted off his shoulders. And even though he's had to kind of, like you said, do about everything for this team, he's played – kind of walked that tightrope between playing freely but also not really putting the ball in danger. He had his first 2 interceptions of the season against Georgia, but both of those were late when you're really in desperation time. So, I don't even know if you put those on him. He's gotten some help from the receivers. Xavier Legette has really emerged as their top target and top weapon. So he's been really good too, but for the most part, you're right. I mean, offensive line play, they've struggled in pass protection. They've struggled to get the running game going. And, he hasn't pointed any fingers. He hasn't, had any blow-ups. He's really just kept pushing, kept chugging along, and has given them a chance in every game that they've played. I thought, the North Carolina game, he got sacked 9 times. And
Good grief.
I honestly thought that was maybe the best game I've seen him play, because he's in there he could have been sacked 15 times, honestly, if you add in the plays where he's getting out of there just in time. And, he's been a warrior, man. And I think this whole narrative of, because of the Netflix show from 10 years ago of what type of leader and what type of person he is off the field, all that stuff, it's been completely blown up in his couple of years here in Columbia. Like, he's been nothing but a professional and really has turned it on the field as well. So he gives them a chance. I honestly think he's got to be one of your top 3 quarterbacks in this conference based on what he's done so far.
I agree. I just said that about an hour ago. Yeah. I said Rattler, Dart, and Jaden Daniels. And Dart and Daniels actually have, more pieces and good offensive coaching. I mean, look, Rattler he's so much better than I thought he was. And he's carrying your team, and he's the reason why South Carolina is the favorite on and they should be on Saturday night. Who does he like to get the ball to, Wes?
Yeah, right now that answer is Xavier Legette. Juice Wells was actually their top returning receiver, and he's just been dealing with injuries all season. He had off-season surgery during the preseason to try to clean something up, so he wasn't quite, 100% himself the first few weeks, and then he actually re-injured his foot in the Georgia game, and that was the guy they were counting on. Arguably was their best overall player last year. So with Juice out, Xavier Legette has kind of stepped into that role. You can look at his stats. He's had a huge start to the season. Big kid, can run, has been a great deep ball, kind of jump ball receiver for them as well. So Legette is really, other than Rattler, Legette is the guy that if you're the Mississippi State coaches and you're going into that defensive meeting room early this week, you're circling number 17 and you're saying, that's the other guy for South Carolina that we don't want to let beat us. Really, it's been 7 and 17. Rattler and Legette have been the 2 stars for this offense.
Don't miss one moment of the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Weekdays, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. on ESPN 105.9. The Zone.